going to read. I may not look at you very much because I want to stick with what I've written. And I want to get there in time that I can go on Dave's hot seat at the end of this. But I want to lay to rest an argument that I've encountered as to the establishment of this country on the Christian faith. I hope I can make this clear at the end where I'm headed here. I had an encounter with a woman not too long ago, and James was with me, that nearly became violent when she told me, frankly, if you're going to talk about religion during your campaign, then you have no business being in politics because it's against the Constitution and it is against the law for you to mix the two. And I defy you to show me the mention of Jesus Christ in the Constitution. On, and then she got angry. At this point she's hot, then she got angry, okay? And if I had not left the scene, the next obvious move was going to be violent. I was told Saturday by one of Dennis McDonald's friends that America never was a Christian nation. I feel it's imperative that I not let politics influence me as to my salvation, that I, as a Christian, stand out in stark contrast, a big white blotch on a big black wall, to the dark forces of foreign religion or religions that would enslave us and make my grandsons irredeemable death cult puppets and my granddaughter's chattel. I stand in I'm humbled for this. I stand in exceptionally good company. Let me read you this. John Adams said, "The general principles on which the founders achieved independence were the general principles of Christianity. I will avow that I then believed and now believe that those general principles of Christianity are as essential and immutable as the existence and attributes of God." John Quincy Adams said, "In the chain of human events, the birthday of the nation is indissolubly linked with the birthday of the Savior. The Declaration of Independence laid the cornerstone of human government upon the first precepts of Christianity." James Madison, "We have staked the whole of all our political institutions on the capability of mankind for self-government, upon the capacity of each and all of us to govern ourselves, to control ourselves, and sustain ourselves according to the 10 Commandments of God." That's pretty clear. James Madison said, "We've staked that." I just read you that. In closing this portion of what I have to say today, I want to be abundantly clear that there is a spiritual side of the freedom that we still enjoy. I would ask us to consider what the source of personal freedom is. You'll have to excuse me once in a while when I look at this, because I'm not normally used to reading things like this. We have to consider the internal source and spring of freedom that liberates not only the person but the soul from the effects of intimidation, public opinion, or embarrassment over our Christian faith. We are the only people in the world that holds our own faith in our hands in such a real sense as we do today. I, for one, will never deny my heritage nor compromise my beliefs, and will always teach that there is a godly, biblically, and spiritual solution to our national dilemma that has brought us nearly to ruin. God has said, "If my people, which are called by my name, will confess their wicked ways and turn from them and seek my face, then will I hear from heaven and heal their land." If anyone wishes further confirmation of this, I have 27 more pages that I'll be glad to supply you with. I'll refer you to wallbuilders.com. And anyway, enough of that. Star Parker was here this past Saturday. And thank you, Jennifer, wherever you're at over there, for recording Star Parker's speech. She talked very much about what God can do in a person's life to change them. And it was a wonderful thing, and I watched it twice, Jim. Thank you. I just can't thank you enough for that. But she asked a question, and a very pertinent question. How important is leadership today? And I asked the same question. I asked, what, if anything, leaders do if they do not turn the herd during the stampede? And stampede we have. We're literally flying toward the precipice. We're running flat out away from our God and our God-given Constitution. Flat out away from our heritage as warriors who destroy the enemies of, who have always destroyed the enemies of freedom, and keep the world on course from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, from Germany to Japan. People who for a time caged the Russian bear. We lost the moral fortitude to win. In every war since the end of World War II, America has lost. Korea, Vietnam, and Iraq. Granted, we've negotiated a peace, and every time we negotiate, we lose a country, and the elusive peace never seems to materialize. Korea is still unsettled. Vietnam lost to the communists. Iraq, we're trying to figure out, and this reminds me of a movie, somewhat of a movie that we've got ourselves caught in here. We're still trying to figure out how to back out the door without Iran shooting us in the back. Now from within, we're trying to figure out how to deal with fascist, socialist, communism in our living room. I wish everyone here would be as clear about how you deal with a viper under your parlor room rug. You destroy it. You have to do something. It takes action and it takes risk. You say, Jerry, how does this relate to a county commissioner's job? I know, we went way around there, didn't we? Here's how. One rider has to decide to ride into the teeth of the storm and turn the herd. That person has to recognize he may be trampled, crippled, or killed, but to save those blinded by an otherworldly confusion, someone must realize the danger of the herd and be really willing to run out in front. Our entire nation is in stampede mode. In this very county, we are making compromises and deals with the devil continually. We are so tied up with federal dollars, federally funded state projects, federally mandated educational programs and policies, federal and state funded welfare programs, federal and state restrictions on where to smoke, not smoke, how to speak, and how and what we had better not speak, contemplating when to allow talk on the cell phone. We're quickly headed toward limiting what the preacher can say at church. We are told where we can drill a well, oil, gas, or water, and pretty soon, if we don't stop it, we will have to pay for the pollution we produce to heat our homes. I say stop, stop, stop. That's it. No negotiation, just flat stop it. Not in this county. We're not going to do some things here. That's what we need to say. Is it going to cost? You bet it's going to cost. You ever do anything worthwhile and get blisters? It costs. Simple matter. Just like a crossing guard that holds up the sign saying stop, you cannot run over my kids, someone has to say stop, emphatically say stop. Enough is enough. We will not give credibility to all this stupidity by even discussing this in our county. If it smells of intrusion into the realm of our constitutional liberties, then it's tainted and needs to be trashed. Sounds radical? Well, it is. But someone has to run ahead of the herd before we have complete disaster. Have you heard anyone else say they're willing to make the run? I will. I have no qualms about standing up for the liberties of everyone in this room.